Hello guys, welcome to the channel. This is Jeff's Garage Adventures. I do lots of tool reviews, mostly middle of the road, some low end and high end sprinkled in, as long as some car tech tips and repairs. I'm doing a USA made series, but I'm getting off of that. I had a request for this video here. I bought these TEKTON reversible ratchet wrenches about 7 months ago when I first came out. I don't know if I ever did a follow-up review on them. I might have. I've done so many videos, but somebody wanted to know how they were holding up. They were thinking about buying them, so I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I've had them for 7 months, close to 7 months, not quite 7 months. I think I bought them early January when they first came out, but these are the TEKTON reversible ratchet wrenches. They are a 12-point box. They are 72 tooth. They go 6 to 19 mil, no skips. That's always nice to see. The model number is WRC 95002. And they're around $150 on the TEKTON website and Amazon. I think they're about the same price. They got that satin chrome finish. Some guys are going to like it, some aren't. And they are made in Taiwan. This is 7-month review of use. Let's pull a 19 up to the camera first. TEKTON is in the house. Let's take a gander. First thing you're going to notice is the name is stamped in, nice and deep, so you can see it there, as well as the ID markings. And they have individual part numbers as well, so that tells me you can buy these probably individually, which is always nice to see. They are that 12-point box. You do get the 15-degree offset, which I like to see. Some ratchet wrenches don't. 72 tooth, kind of wish they were maybe 80 tooth, maybe even 90 tooth to separate them from the pack, but they didn't go that route. They used to make a 6-point box. I wish I had bought those, but I didn't. The reverse lever is recessed. It does not stick up at all. They're holding up quite well. The only complaint I got is they got back drag. I mean, it's not excessive, but they got some back drag. Let's put the 19 mil on a fastener. I call this the meat and potatoes. It seems pretty snug. Let's put a caliper on there. I don't even have one. I don't even got one taken out here. I better get a caliper here. I'm just curious. I haven't put a caliper on these. I can't remember if I ever did or not. Let's make sure that caliper is on 0. Let's turn it on. It is on 0. I got it in inches. We're going to put it on millimeters. Here we go. Now, typically you want to see a reading, so it's 19 mil, you're going to want to see it like 0.2s is good, 0.3, anything over that, it starts to go sour. So let's see what it's got. I don't use the opening part that much, if at all. That's a pretty damn good reading there. I'll move in the middle. Good readings. Those are good readings. So it's not too bad on the open end part. Let's put it on a 12-point side here. The ratcheting, the meat and potatoes. There's no biting or skipping. It does got some back drag though. Let's reverse the lever. It fits the fastener pretty well. I don't see a lot. There's not a lot of place though in the mechanism. Not a bad fit. Got them for 7 months. This is probably my second go-to set. My Blackhawks are the ones I use the most. Let's see the back drag. There's some back drag in these. They really haven't loosened up much. I mean, you could probably soak them in an ATF or something, because like most ratchet wrenches, they are not serviceable. Let's put it up next to a Blackhawk just for a quick look here. These are my Blackhawks. These are my number ones. These are the only two I use for ratchet wrenches, unless I want a long double box. And the head, it is a little bigger in the box end part on the TEKTON. Let's put a caliper on there. I got it out. Might as well use it, right, Jeff? They are the satin chrome finish. Some of you guys aren't going to like that. I like it. It hides scratches pretty well, and it's easy to clean up. That's just my opinion. 3518 for the TEKTON. 35.18. That's the size of the 35.18. Here's a Blackhawk. Yeah, the Blackhawk's considerably smaller. See that? 33.74. I kind of knew that. But overall, They're a nice wrench. They are my backup set, so I probably don't use as much as Blackhawks. I try to get them use them a lot, so see if they loosen up, but they haven't loosened up a lot as we speak. I'll do another follow-up in a year. Okay, let's grab a 13 here. They're made in Taiwan. I wish they were made in USA, but it is what it is. There's the name stamped very well, nice and deep. There's the ID marking. It does seem that there's the individual part number. It does seem to hide the scratches well. I mean, you can still see scratches, but it just seems to hide scratches a lot better than traditional chrome. They clean off pretty nice too. Let's see how the 13 fits on a fastener. The meat and potatoes. TEKTON is in the house. That's pretty snug. They're not a bad ratchet wrench. Do I recommend them? Yeah, I think semi-pro, weekend warrior, do it yourself or all day long. Professional, depends on their budget, you know. Professionals got all kinds of tools in their toolbox. It is smooth, and there's no binding or skipping, but it's just I never got over the back drag with these. You'd probably have to use them for a few years, it feels like to me, before that would really loosen up, but who knows. It's not horrible. It was just the only thing I didn't like. I wished they went up to, I wish they, like I said, separated themselves from the pack and went with a 80 tooth or maybe a 90 tooth, but no, they're stuck with the 72 tooth. That's where most of them are, you know. Let's try one more here. Let's pull the 10 here if I can see. That's the 9. Here is the 10. The 10's one I always use. 10 is one of the ones that walk away. You lose them. Let's compare this 10. I got a 10, I think, a Blackhawk out here. These are my main 2 sets. These are the only 2 I use. These 2 sets for this length of a ratchet wrench. This one's 10 years old. It's been used a ton, as you can see. And the head is smaller on that Blackhawk on that as well. You can see the ring in the ring there. It's just smaller. So that's one reason why I use my Blackhawks a lot. They're a little bit smaller for tighter areas, but they are the same length. These are a nice reversible ratchet wrench. I'm not going to tell you they're not. I'm glad I bought them, but they're my number 2 set. They're not my number 1 set. I bought my own money. I try to do honest reviews for you guys. I know a few of you guys are on the fence about buying these. That's pretty snug there, guys. Let's put a caliper on that. 10, for some reason, in a lot of sets that I've done, and I've done a lot of sets, guys, 10 is usually pretty good for tolerances. Let's see about this one. Yeah, see? What did I tell you? 10.4. Let's bring it up a little bit more. 10.9. Do I know wrenches or what? 10.9. That 10 is really tight. You don't want to go too tight either, you know. You live in a rust belt, you're going to have a hard time getting on a fastener. But overall, there goes my camera. Overall, they're pretty good wrench. I'm not going to tell you they're not. There's no binding or skipping. They're pretty smooth. They're just a little bit back drag. That's the only thing I really didn't like about this. Look at the 10. You probably have to put a lot of use on these things to make them loosen up. I would think a couple years maybe. You know, unless you're professional maybe in 1 year, but you got to use them every day. I don't use any tool every day anymore. I am retired. I'm not a professional. I'm like an advanced DIYer. That's what I call myself, semi-pro. Overall, pretty good wrench. One of the better sets out there, I feel. I like the satin chrome. Some of you guys aren't going to like it. Some are. It's just a fact of life. You know, it all comes down to one's preference. But these have been holding up very well. I haven't broke any of them. TEKTON's warranty second to none. Y'all know that. And they're just a fabulous ratchet wrench. Are they perfect? No. There's no perfect tool. You know. But I like that satin chrome. I don't use a 16 a whole lot. I don't see a lot of markings on this one. No. I use a 10 a lot. I use a 19. I use a 12 a lot. 14 a lot. All right, guys, they've been holding up well. The only downside is that they still got some good amount of backdrag. You'll have to have more use, probably a lot more use to get a little bit smoother. All right, if you guys take care, have a great rest of your weekend, and stay tuned. I think tomorrow we'll get back into that Made in USA series. So this is a 7-month review. They're holding up pretty well. Thanks, guys.